I'm going to share with you a Trim Healthy Mama recipe for a super duper refreshing and good for you drink that is called the shrinker. And the reason it's called the shrinker is because it has ingredients in it that have been proven to actually shrink fat cells. And this is what they call an all-day sipper. It's very low in calories, so you can drink it all day long to keep yourself hydrated. In this cup, I have 4 oolong tea bags. Now, oolong tea is a form of black tea that comes from the Orient somewhere, China or whatever, and it's very important that whatever oolong tea you use, you get the organic. Tea is highly sprayed. It's one of those items that's best to get organic if you can. Now, in my area, I cannot find oolong tea in the stores, but I ordered this through Vitacost, and I can put a link for Vitacost in the description box below. But it's pretty inexpensive. This has 100 tea bags, and I can't remember. I think I paid $4 for this, and it lasts a long time. But for the shrinker, you're going to want to use 4 tea bags. I've had this steeping for quite a while. I just poured boiling water in there, and now it is kind of at room temperature, or maybe a little bit warmer than room temperature. Now, a few facts about oolong tea that you might be interested in knowing. It is noted for burning calories. Just 1 cup of oolong tea, if you just used 1 tea bag, will burn an extra 67 calories just by drinking it. You don't have to do anything else, just drink it, and it will burn an extra 67 calories. So I'm not going to do the math, but 67 times 4. And you're supposed to drink this amount in 1 day. Another thing about the oolong tea is that it boosts vitality and energy. It's abundant in polyphenols that help elevate a good mood. A university in Japan found that oolong tea can double the amount of fat excreted by the body. It also lowers blood sugar and is very high in antioxidants, which is a known cancer fighter. So there are lots and lots of really good benefits of oolong tea. Now there is caffeine in it. I'm not sure if it has as much as regular black tea. Let me look, and let me look. Box doesn't really say how much caffeine is in it, but it does have caffeine. So if you have an issue with caffeine keeping you awake at night, you'll want to drink this earlier in the day. So far, it doesn't really bother me. I can drink this all the way up till bedtime, and I can still go to sleep. So it doesn't cause too many problems. Okay, so let's get on, and I'll show you what the next step of making this really yummy shrinker drink. I transferred the tea from the cup into the base of my Ninja because you are going to want to blend this. So you can use any kind of blender that you have. You can use a Ninja, you can use just a regular blender, you can even use a stick blender if that's what you have. But it doesn't take much, you just have to whiz it up just a little bit once you get all the ingredients in here. And to this cup you're going to want to add 1/2 cup of nut milk. Now the recipe calls for unsweetened almond milk, but I prefer unsweetened cashew milk. So that is what I have added to this blender jar. 1/2 cup of unsweetened cashew milk. The next thing you're going to want to add is 1 to 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla to your taste. If you don't really care for vanilla, you can actually leave it out, but you can either add 1 to 2 teaspoons, and I put 2 teaspoons in because I really like vanilla, and I currently am using this vanilla that a friend brought me from Mexico, and it's almost all gone, so I use it very sparingly because I love it. The next ingredient you're going to add is cinnamon, and I've talked before about how much I love cinnamon. You can either add a half a teaspoon or even more, and I usually put in a big old heaping teaspoon plus a little more of cinnamon in mine. I love, love, love cinnamon, and it is so, so very good for you. I have talked in the past about the benefits of cinnamon, but let me just go over that a little bit again in case you missed it. Cinnamon is famous for regulating your blood sugar. It battles high blood sugar by slowing the rate at which the stomach empties after meals. It reduces the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol. It is antibacterial, it's anti-inflammatory, and it is an antioxidant that will help reduce the rate at which cancer cells multiply. There are just so many benefits to cinnamon, and the best thing is it tastes super good. The next thing you're going to want to add is some cayenne pepper. Now this might seem like a very strange ingredient, and if you don't like spicy things, you're going to just want to put just a pinch in here. But you can work your way up to adding more. I am going to add about 1/8 of a teaspoon to mine because I have been taking cayenne pepper for a while now, and I've kind of gotten used to it. Cayenne pepper is so good for you. It aids digestion. It boosts your metabolism and aids in weight loss. That's another reason why this drink is called the shrinker, because of the help of the cayenne pepper. It improves your circulation. It's good for your heart and your lungs and your kidneys. It helps to ward off colds and sinus infections and sore throats. It's just super duper good for you in so many ways. I highly recommend that you start adding cayenne pepper into your diet. You can just start by just sprinkling a little tiny bit on your food, and I promise you, your palate will get used to the spiciness of it, and pretty soon you can start adding more and more to your food and you won't even notice the heat. And there's so many benefits of it. It outweighs any discomfort you might have as far as the spiciness goes. Now it's time to add some sweetener to this. Now, the Trim Healthy Mama program highly recommends that you use stevia. I'm having a difficult time getting used to the taste of stevia. I did purchase some of this stevia a while ago, and it's the best that I've found as far as taste. But it's still, if I use too much of it all on its own, it has a funny aftertaste that I'm trying to get used to. But as part of trying to get used to this, I am using it in things like the shrinker. But to kind of balance out the slightly bitter taste of the stevia, I do still add a little bit of coconut sugar. So I'm going to add about a half a tablespoon of coconut sugar. And then I'm going to add about 10 drops of stevia. So the amount of sweetness that you use really depends on your own taste buds. If you like things sweeter, by all means you can add more stevia to it. If you like things not quite so sweet, you can add less. It's just basically to your taste how much sweetener you add to this drink. The last ingredient I'm going to add is just a small pinch of sea salt. Just a small pinch. It's not enough to make it salty, but it does add minerals. Sea salt, especially Celtic sea salt or Mediterranean pink, or not Mediterranean, Himalayan pink sea salt, have lots of minerals in it that our regular table salt does not have, and that your body really needs. So if you're going to add salt to the shrinker, make sure that it is highly rich in minerals, a Himalayan pink salt or a Celtic sea salt. So I've put the lid with the blender blades on my Ninja, and I'm going to give it just a couple of pulses just to whiz the ingredients together. And that's it. Now this is actually the base to the shrinker. I will bring you back in a minute and I will show you what you do with this. It's like a concentrate. What you do with this concentrate in order to be able to enjoy your shrinker. Like I said, this is actually a concentrate, and this is enough to make 2 quarts of the shrinker. So I have a quart jar here, and I'm going to take about half of this and pour it into the quart jar. When I get that poured in there, I'll bring you back because I don't think I can do that with one hand. Poured about half of it in here in my mason jar. This other half, I will just put a lid on this and put it in the refrigerator for another time. Now what you need to do next is just fill the jar up with ice. Do that with one hand. And then the rest of the way with water, cold water. So I've got it filled with water, and the last thing I do, just for my sake because I think it looks cool, is I just put one more splash of cashew milk because I like the way it looks. And then I just take my lid here with my straw, put it on, give it a little stir, and I enjoy. It is so good. You guys really, truly need to try this shrinker. It is so delicious. It is refreshing, it's sweet and creamy and spicy and just lovely, and the best thing of all is that it actually helps you lose weight. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, friends.